Hello angels and welcome to the A to Z vocabulary series on ChetChat. This is a one-of-a-kind series that will help improve your English vocabulary. You may want to ace a competitive exam, speak like a pro, or sound smarter instantly. This series is for you. I challenge you, no matter who you are, a student, a CFO, a front office manager, or a homemaker, you will learn something new in this series. And you won't ever have to memorize words because now you will own them. So subscribe now and hit the bell because your next "Wow, I didn't know that" moment starts here. Conquer words, conquer the world. Today we have 35 B words with their meanings, example sentences, synonyms, and a quiz right at the end. So I hope you saw our previous lesson on 35 A words. For today, our first 7 words are benefactor, benevolent, beneficent, beneficiary, beneficial, benign, and benediction. Now they all come from the Latin root word bene, which means well or good. Whenever you find the root bene in a word, chances are those words will have positive meanings like kindness, charity, something favorable or profitable. And what is interesting is that there is a subtle difference between each of these words. So our first word is benefactor. Think of benefactor as the good maker, the giver. They make good things happen for others. A person who gives money or kind of helps another person or a cause, like a donor or a sponsor. Think of it as benefit, which is equal to something good, plus factory, which is a place where things are made. So a benefactor is someone who makes good things happen for others. Now I remember reading this word for the first time in Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. Growing up, I would often dream that there would be this secret person with lots of money and who would just leave all that money for me, my secret benefactor, and that I would become rich overnight. Sadly, none of that happened, but then at least our vocabulary is polished. Synonyms of benefactor are patron, donor, sponsor, supporter. Our second word is benevolent. Think of benevolent as the kind-hearted one. Bene means good and volent means to will something, to wish something. So benevolent is someone who wishes you well, someone who's kind, helpful, and charitable. The benevolent old man donated a large portion of his wealth to charity. We can also say a benevolent smile, which means a kind and caring smile. Now the pronunciation is benevolent, benevolent. Synonyms of benevolent are kind, charitable, generous, altruistic. Next, beneficent. Think of beneficent as the do-gooder, doing good or causing good to be done kindly in action. A beneficent ruler is a leader who does good for their people. Now be careful for the pronunciation of this. It's beneficent and not beneficient, which is what I hear. Beneficent. Synonyms of beneficent are charitable, generous, philanthropic, altruistic. Now you might be wondering, benevolent and beneficent sound similar in meaning, but there is a subtle difference. Benevolent describes character, while beneficent describes action. A benevolent person is kind and may wish to help others, but a beneficent person actually takes action to help. Our next word is beneficiary. Okay, question. If indeed you met this person and received this huge sum of money, remember what I said, that secret benefactor, then what would that make you? Yes, a very lucky person, but also a beneficiary. A beneficiary is literally someone who receives good. A person who gains an advantage, an inheritance, or a benefit from someone else's actions, often from a benefactor. Like a beneficiary on an insurance policy will receive the proceeds of that policy. Now the word ends with ARY, like salary. Remember, salary is something you receive. So beneficiary, you receive the good. That's how to remember that. Example, after her grandfather passed away, Maria was the beneficiary of his house and savings. Now the synonyms for beneficiary are heir, recipient, inheritor. Word number 5 is beneficial. Beneficial means something that is favorable or advantageous resulting in good. Like regular exercise is beneficial to both physical and mental health, or eating fruits and vegetables is beneficial for maintaining good health. A common phrase we use is mutually beneficial. What does that mean? It means something that is good for all the parties involved. The partnership between two companies was mutually beneficial. Beneficial for both the companies. Okay. Synonyms for beneficial are helpful, useful, advantageous, and profitable. Our next word is benign. Benign sounds also like very gentle and kind. Benign means something that is not harmful. A benign tumor is non-cancerous, harmful, or safe. The opposite of benign in the context of cancer is malignant. But a benign teacher is kind and patient. Benign weather is mild and pleasant. Quick question. What is the difference between benign and beneficial? Benign means gentle or harmless, like neutral, while beneficial means positive, advantageous, or helpful. Synonyms for benign are harmless, mild, gentle, favorable. Our next word is benediction. Benediction is a prayer or blessing, especially at the end of a religious service. The priest gave a benediction at the end of the ceremony. We also say a final benediction, which means a last blessing or good wish. Diction means speaking or word choice, like he has a good diction, or dictionary is a collection of words. So benediction means good saying. Okay. Synonyms for benediction are blessing, prayer, invocation, and grace. And I'm suggesting to you to take a notebook and to write each of these words down and try to create your own sentences. Then use those words in your regular conversations or in your writings. That is the only way you're really going to be able to improve your vocabulary. Our next 4 words now coming up on your screen are bellicose, belligerent, rebel, and Bellona. Now these words are all from the Latin word bell or bellum, which means war. English words with the root war are always related to conflict, fighting, or warlike behavior. English words with the root bell, not root war. Okay. This is quite the opposite of bene. The first word here is bellicose. Bellicose means someone who is full of war, eager to fight, ready to argue. Bellicose is like belly plus cose. And cose means full of, like glucose, lactose, verbose. Example, the bellicose general urged his troops to prepare for battle, and his bellicose attitude made it difficult to negotiate. Word number 9 is belligerent. Now let's break down belligerent. Think of it as belly, which is war, and gerent, like a general who leads the war. So belligerent is someone acting like a warrior. A belligerent person is hostile and aggressive. Belligerent often implies active fighting, not just words. The belligerent protesters clashed with the police. quick quiz. What is the difference between bellicose and belligerent? Bellicose means aggressive attitude, mostly words and temper, while belligerent means active hostility, a physical or legal conflict. A bellicose nation may threaten war, but a belligerent nation is actively fighting. Synonyms of belligerent are combative, warlike, pugnacious. Now, opposites are amiable. Remember, we learnt the word amiable in our A to Z vocabulary A words lesson? So if you haven't already seen that, then I'm going to drop a link below to 35 beautiful A words made easy. Now, come back to B words. Our next word is rebel. Not exactly a B word, but made from the root word bell. Let's break down the word rebel. Re means again or against. Bell is the root word that means war. So rebel literally means to wage war again or to fight against. A rebel is someone who resists authority or refuses to obey. The rebel leader inspired thousands to join the cause. As a verb, to rebel is the act of rising in opposition or in armed resistance. Teenagers usually rebel against their parents. Did you notice how the pronunciation changed? In the noun form, we say rebel, and in the verb form, it is rebel. A related word is rebellion, which is the full act, like a revolt, an uprising, or a mutiny. Synonyms of rebel are insurgent, revolutionary, okay? And if you're talking about it as a verb, you can say to revolt or to defy. Our next word is Bellona. Bellona is the Roman goddess of war. The soldiers prayed to Bellona for victory in battle. And now it is shout out time. A quick shout out to Born of Mine from Nepal. You share that you were struggling and now you've become more confident and relaxed with English. I am so proud of you. And if you want a shout out to in my next video, share your experience below with the hashtag ChetChatters. Cool. And our next 4 words are on your screen, which are Bursar, Bursary, Reimburse and Disburse. Now, while they're not all B words, they come from the root word burse, which has a Latin root bursar, meaning purse or pouch. So words which have this root of burse will all have a relationship with money. Okay. Word number 12 is bursar. A bursar is a treasurer or financial officer. Remember in your school or college there was a bursar? Literally, bursar means the keeper of the purse. Think of it as purser, the person with the purse, with the money. Example, contact the bursar to pay your tuition fee. Synonyms of bursar are treasurer or accountant. Next is bursary. Bursary is a grant or a scholarship. It literally means a purse of money. She received a bursary to study medicine. Now there's a phrase where they say to dip into one's bursary. This phrase means to use your scholarship funds. Synonyms of bursary are scholarship and stipend. The next word is reimburse. Let's break down the word reimburse. Re means again, in is into, and bursa is purse. So reimburse means to put the money back in someone's purse, to pay someone for expenses or losses. Example, the company will reimburse your travel expenses after the conference. To be reimbursed out of pocket is a phrase that means to be repaid for personal expenses that I made out of my own pocket. Think of it as refill my purse. My money is returned. Synonyms of reimburse are compensate, refund, repay. Our next word is disburse. Once again, let's break down the word. Dis means away or apart, like distribute. And burse means burst. So disburse means money going out of the purse, to distribute funds, to pay out money. Think of it as disperse from the purse, money flowing outwards. The NGO disbursed funds to flood affected families. Synonyms of disburse are distribute, expend, allocate. Now good. Now if you have any other questions or suggestions, you want me to cover certain words in our upcoming classes, leave me a comment. Now we've done A words, today's B words, we're going to do all the alphabets, but I'm going to hear from you. What do you want me to cover? Keep writing and I'm going to reply to you. Our next three words are brevity, abbreviate and brief. Now these words come from the Latin root brevi or brevis, which means short. So all the words are going to be related to either short time or short length or short form. Word number 16 is brevity. Brevity means concise, with the exact use of words. It could relate to short speech or short duration in terms of time. The poet's brevity made every word powerful. A well-known idiom, brevity is the soul of wit by Shakespeare, means cleverness thrives in concise speech. Synonyms of brevity are succinctness, terseness, conciseness. Next word is abbreviate. Abbreviate means to shorten. You can shorten a word, a phrase or a text. You know that abbreviations are short forms, like BTW is the abbreviation of by the way. Can you tell me what NASA is the abbreviation of? Comment below. Synonyms of abbreviate are condense, truncate or compress. Our next word is brief. Brief has several meanings, okay? As an adjective, brief means short in duration, concise, like a brief introduction. As a noun, to give someone a brief means to give them a legal summary or a set of instructions, usually in short. Brief can also be a verb. The captain briefed the crew on the new safety procedures, meaning he gave them a new set of instructions. Think of a briefcase. Now, lawyers brief clients by putting short notes in their briefcase. That's how you can remember brief. Briefs or brief is also an undergarment, a type of short form-fitting underwear or swimwear. He packed clean socks and briefs for the trip. Synonyms of brief as an adjective are fleeting or succinct. And as a noun, you can say a memorandum. And by the way, if you want any particular word that you want me to cover in the upcoming videos, remember to leave me a comment and who knows, we might feature you in our next lesson. Okay, our next three words are barometer, barrage and baritone. Now, all you science students out there, you're going to love these words since they come from the Greek root baros, the Latin root baro and the French root bar, and they all mean weight or pressure. Words that have these roots will all have meanings related to measurement, resistance and force. Let's look at our word number 19, which is barometer. Barometer, you already know what a barometer is. It's an instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure. A barometer basically measures the weight of the air. That's how it measures the pressure, the weight of the air. The falling barometer signaled an approaching storm. The word barometer is also used idiomatically as a measure. For example, a barometer of public opinion means a measure of general sentiment. The pronunciation is barometer, not barometer, barometer. Synonyms of barometer are weather gauge, pressure gauge, okay? Our next word is barrage. As a noun, barrage means a concentrated artillery attack, an overwhelming outpouring. And as a verb, barrage means to bombard intensely, like to face the pressure of bombing. Example, the journalist faced a barrage of questions. The focus is on the heavy attack of the multiple questions. Or protesters barraged the mayor with complaints. As an idiom, we would say, they faced a barrage of criticism, which means they faced heavy, continuous disapproval. Once again, the focus is on the pressure and the weight of criticism. Our next word is baritone. Baritone means a heavy voice, a male singing voice between tenor and bass. Think of it as bar plus tone, meaning heavy tone of voice. His deep baritone filled the concert hall.
My heart won't try the ring of fire.
Imagine a man named Barry singing with a deep, rich voice. Now that is baritone. Are you wondering if Barrow has anything to do with bar, like the alcohol bar or the bar exam for lawyers? No, the origin is completely different. Barrow means weight or pressure, as we saw. Bar, on the other hand, comes from the French and Latin roots meaning barrier or counter, or a rod or a beam. So bar literally means a physical counter for drinks or a barrier for lawyers to overcome. I cleared the bar exam, I cleared that counter. So there should be no pressure to drink at the bar, right? Okay, we have a quiz at the end of the video, so make sure you're taking notes. And we are quickly moving on to our next 7 words, which are Baton, Battalion, Abate, Batter, Combat, Debate and Rebate. Now these words are all from the Latin root bator, which means to beat. All these words have a connection with hitting, fighting or a reducing force. Imagine this root as a bat, and the bat is used for beating someone. All these words are connected with that. Word number 22 is baton. Baton is a rod which you use in 3 different situations. Like an orchestra conductor uses the wand, the policeman uses a baton for hitting people, and in a relay race, the baton or the stick is passed forcefully. All 3 are literally beating sticks. The British pronounce this as Baton and the Americans pronounce this as Baton. Most often it's used in these 3 literal meanings, but idiomatically it is also used as pass the baton, meaning to transfer responsibility. Our next word is battalion. A battalion is a large army unit. The connection with the root word is that soldiers are marching to drum beats. Think of it as battle lion, a fierce group of people in combat, a battalion. The battalion advanced at dawn. In its idiomatic sense, we would say a battalion of supporters, meaning a large organized group of supporters. Synonyms of battalion are regiment and brigade. Our next word is abate. Abate literally means to reduce in intensity, literally to beat down, a reducing force. The storm abated by midnight. As an idiom, we could say abate taxes, meaning to legally reduce taxes. Our next word is batter. Batter again has 3 meanings. One is a beaten mixture, usually like a cake batter, where the batter is mixed around and beaten around quite a bit. The second meaning is literally a batsman in sport, like a cricketer could be called a batter. Again, what are they doing? They are hitting the ball repeatedly with their bat. And the third meaning as a verb, to batter, means to repeatedly strike, like waves battered the coastline. Idiomatically, we would say they are battered but not beaten, meaning they are badly beaten down but they are still fighting. Our next word is combat. Combat means to fight together. Com means together and bat means to beat. So combat means fight together. Soldiers trained in hand-to-hand combat. Synonyms of combat are battle and clash. Word number 27 is debate. Debate means to argue or to beat down arguments. D means down and batter means to beat. So you're beating down someone's arguments. Example, the candidates debated climate policies. Synonyms of debate are discuss and dispute. Our next word is rebate. Rebate means a reduction or a discount in the price of something. It's like beating down the price after negotiations. Think of it as rebate. To get money back after a purchase. The store offered a rebate to its members. Our next 7 words are bilateral, bilingual, bipartisan, biennial, bifurcate, binocular and bipolar. These words all carry the Latin prefix bi, which means two or twice. It forms words that imply duality, division or repetition. Let's take the next word, bilateral. If you break up bilateral, it's literally bi, which means two. Think of bicycle, which has 2 wheels. And lateral, meaning sides. Think of quadrilateral being a 4-sided polygon. So bilateral means something that has 2 sides or 2 parties. The bilateral trade agreement benefited both countries. An idiom you'll hear in the news is bilateral talks, which means talks between 2 groups. Okay? Synonyms of bilateral are mutual, two-way. Word number 30 is bilingual. Once again, when you break up the word, you get lingua, which is language. So bi means two and bilingual means a person who speaks 2 languages. Like me, I speak Hindi and English. I am bilingual. If someone speaks more than 2 languages, then they would be called a polyglot. The next word is bipartisan. If we break up bipartisan, what are we getting? Bi means 2, partisan means parties. So bipartisan means supported by 2 political parties. The bipartisan bills passed with rare unity. Our next word is biennial. Biennial, again if you break it up, ennial refers to years. Biennial means 2, refers to an event that is held every 2 years. So a millennial refers to a period of 1000 years, a centennial refers to 100 years, so biennial refers to a period of 2 years. The biennial art exhibition draws global crowds. Now be careful, don't confuse it with the word biannual. Biannual means twice in a year. A biennial event, on the other hand, happens once in 2 years. Our next word is bifurcate. Bifurcate, again, if you break it down into 2 parts, you get bi, meaning 2, and furcate comes from the Latin furca, meaning fork or splitting. So bifurcate means to split something into 2 parts. Example, the river bifurcates near the delta. Synonyms for bifurcate are divide and fork. Next we have binocular. Binoculars is an optical device with 2 lenses. Bi-ocular. Ocular means eyes. 2 eyes. Now we would either say binoculars or a pair of binoculars. Example, he used binoculars to spot birds. And our final word up here is bipolar. Bipolar, again we need to break up the word. Bi means 2. Poles are like North Pole and South Pole, which means 2 extremes. So when we say they are poles apart or they are polar opposites, it means they are 2 extremes, totally opposite. So bipolar means having 2 extremes. You could have 2 extreme moods or extreme poles. Example, the bipolar disorder causes severe mood swings. Fabulous, superlative, and how easy was the 35 words that are done and dusted. Now look out for our next lesson on 35 C words, and in the meantime there is a quiz of 15 multiple choice questions on your screen. Drop your answers in the comments and share this with someone who might need this, and happy learning!